Welcome.
Okay.
We are streaming live on Facebook right now. Mahalo.
So are we able to see? Oh, we are able to see the participants. Okay, yeah, I see people coming in. Aloha kako, aloha po'aono. Mahalo everybody for coming. Welcome. We're gonna wait a little bit, maybe like a minute until we have more people in, and then we'll begin.
Hi, mahalo nui, everyone from ʻāina, Hawaii. Kia holoʻokoʻa. Mahalo for choosing to be here with us today. We're excited to continue. This is our third week, so we're happy to have you continuing to join us, or if it's your first time, mahalo for being here with us. So fun.
All right. Aloha mai kako. I'm Kamana'o Sarsona. No Waimanalo Mayao. I'm from Waimanalo, and I sit on the board, the youth board at Papahana Aloha ʻāina Hawaii.
Aloha mai kako, aloha kamana'o. Aloha mai kako o wa'oli na ala Medeiros. No hono Niuliʻi mai iau, a noho wau ma kaimuki. He kakao mo'olelo wau no Papahana Aloha ʻāina. So it's a pleasure to be here and be with you all. Mahalo again for joining us.
Okay, so just as we've been doing the past 3 webinars, we're gonna open with a short pule. So e pule kako. Mai ka po'o, mai ka piko o ke po'o, I ka poli o ka wāwae, mala'a mana kihi ʻeha o ke kino. All right. So we encourage you guys to put in the chat where you guys are logging in from, just so we can see just how far we've reached.
It's always exciting, right? We never know. And with technology today, you know, in Hawaii, pilina and our relationships with each other are very, very highly valued. And we're grateful for technology that allows us to adapt to this time. So mahalo again for being here and seeing people from all over. Oh, wow. Hey, Emma in the hale.
We're so happy. Very happy to be here with all of you today to launch our webinar series, ʻōlāʻī ka ʻāina. And this webinar series is going to help us expand and deepen our knowledge and understanding of the importance of our cultural practices that is relevant to the theme of this series, which is key. Before we move any further, we're super grateful to have the Office of Hawaiian Affairs as a sponsor for this month-long event. We're also grateful to have the support of Kanaeokana, helping us set up this Zoom so we can share all of this ʻike worldwide. Last but not least, we'd like to mahalo all of you guys for choosing us and choosing to spend time out of your, I'm sure, busy lives and taking the time to learn with us a little more about this important plant, which is the key.
Hi, mahalo kamana'o. So just to give you a little bit of context of who we are as a Papahana, we are Papahana Aloha ʻāina. It is a nonprofit. And this came out of the dream of one of our Papa Alaka'i Opio, Yulia. Her stance and her platform has always been the Aloha ʻāina, to care for our land, care for our ocean and our people. And so for us, our nu'ukia really is about pa'ako Hawaii, ke aloha ʻāina. Like our land and our people are just strong in its foundation, and the wellness of the being of all of us, right, is important. And so what we do here is we've been very blessed, and we've met some of our panelists in our Opio Papa Alaka'i. The goal is to really continue to drive the leadership grounded in Hawaiian culture and ʻike kuʻuna. And so the youth, the Papa Alaka'i youth, are being groomed, and they're the ones actually driving this nonprofit. And so we focus on 3 main areas: really scholarship. How do we help build ʻike and strength around aloha ʻāina through education? And then through stewardship. What services can we create that we can promote, that we can participate and develop so people can get close to the ʻāina and understand the importance of our ʻāina to us as Kanaka Hawaii? And then finally, leadership. So a lot of the Papa Alaka'i were chosen because of their grounding in Olelo Hawaii, because of their education and how pili and a lifestyle they're already carrying with this type of kuleana. So we have Papa Alaka'i youth members from 7th grade all the way to sophomores in college. And it's an exciting place to groom and grow. And for us as Ma'ua, to really learn alongside from them as well. They are excellent kumu for us. So just so you have a little understanding of who is Papahana Aloha ʻāina, what is it we're rigorously doing with these young leaders, and then to feature an opportunity to bring in practitioners who live what they're sharing with you. So with that, I want to invite Kamana'o. So we don't delay, give you folks access to our guest speaker today, Kumu Niuliʻi Heine. Mahalo.
Yeah. Just to give a little bit of introduction on Kumu Niuliʻi. She's an accomplished native Hawaiian kumu hula, and she's the kumu nui, the leader of Hālau na Pualei o Likolehua, along with Kumu Judy, Jory, Janice, Malie, Mikey, and Noi, three of them, in fact, we have here today. She took over for her mother, the late renowned kumu hula, Leina Ala Kalamahaini. She graduated in the Papalehua Mamo class, the Uniki class of 2009 under Kumu Leina Ala Heine. She has over 30 years of hula experience. Besides her hula ʻaoʻao, she's the vice president of the First Hawaiian Bank, an avid paddler, also a former Hawaii Rainbow Wahine volleyball player, and a member of the first NCAA Division National Championship team in 1982, then transferred to Chaminade in 1984 to start the volleyball program. And she now resides in Waimanalo. Aloha Kumu Niuliʻi.
Aloha. Let me just start off with just an oli, just to open it up and share. No ke aloha haliʻa liʻa e te pualiko. No ke aloha na makamaka mai ole e mai ki aloha. No ka puʻu vai o ka ʻainala e o mai nei. E he ola mauna kaua kau. Na va'a pau aloha e, aloha e, aloha e. Aloha mai kākou. My name is Niuliʻi Heine. I do reside in Waimanalo at Kanaeokana Place, a beautiful place out here in Waimanalo. Very fortunate. I'd like to thank the Papa for allowing me to speak today and just sharing a little bit a part of an important plant that, you know, may seem just the plant out there in your yard, but it is an important plant to us Hawaii people, especially hula practitioners, because it allows us to use the many uses of this plant. The plant that I will be talking about is the ki or lāʻī, which commonly known to everyone as the tea leaf plant. I just want to kind of share a little bit about my introduction to the lāʻī plant. As a kid, you know, it is one that was in everybody's yard and that we used as for hide and go seek, was really perfect place to hide in. But as I grew a little bit older, I started to realize the importance of this plant as a hula plant, because my mother, Leina Ala Kalamahaini, was a dancer and danced in the luau shows. And part of her costume was the lāʻī, pa'u lāʻī, which is the tea leaf skirt. And, you know, I was very fortunate to see her pick it, or she actually bought it from the store, and then, or from the produce place that sold the tea leaves, and then she would make it. But what was interesting was how she made it. She could whip up a lāʻī skirt in, I would say, maybe a good less than an hour. She was very good at what she did. Unfortunately, I didn't really pay that much attention because later in life, which I will tell you later, I wish I did. But that is kind of my first introduction to the lāʻī or key plant, and that its many uses for hula, because she not only used that, but she used it in other different ways, which I will share later on. But just to give you a little bit of background, this the lāʻī is it is a canoe plant, which means it was brought here by the Polynesians. It is one of a protection plant because it's very spiritual. We use it for protection, especially in hula, but also it is one that we use for adornments and the many uses of it, whether it be for traditional kahiko or awana modern. It is a for the hula practitioners, of course, it is a kinolau of Laka. She's our goddess of hula, and it is one of the kuahu plants for ceremonial. Now, I'll talk about a little bit about the uses or ways of using the lāʻī. It can be a pa'u lāʻī, which is a hula skirt, or it can be used as a lei po'o, as a head lei, or a lei a'i as a neck lei, or or kupe'e, which is wrists and ankles that it goes around. So in today's discussion, we're going to talk about 3 ways of how you would utilize the lāʻī. The first and most common or very popular and convenient in lei making method is known as the hilo style, lei hilo. Now, hilo means to twist or braid, and it is used not only for the lei, but in the making of also could be of cordage. Okay. Lāʻī are the most commonly materials used for the lei hilo because it's one that you can bind. This technique and style of lei is great because the lāʻī are really readily available, and they possess the cleansing and healing properties associated with safety, protection, and purification. So you got all 3 all in one. Okay, now to make this type of lei, normally you would pick your tea leaves out there. Now, when you pick a tea leaf, you do not cut it. You always go by where the stem is of the tree, and you will pull it down. But you're going to pull it down from the area where the stems are. So you don't want to pull a stem that is in the middle of all the leaves, because when you pull down, you're going to pull down on everything else. So as being mindful of the plant itself, you want to clean it up too. So all of the rubbish that is at the bottom, you take it off, you clean it, and then you will start to pick your tea leaf. But you do not cut it, because you will need the whole entire leaf all the way down to where it is to the trunk of the tea leaf, the plant itself. Okay, so as you pick it, and you will look at the various sizes, you really want the longer leaves, because that will help you when you start to twist your when you start to twist for the hilo style. Okay, so you will pick it, then the leaf part itself, there's a rib of the stem of the leaf, that you will now cut the side of it and the side of it. So you will only have the stem left, but the 2 leaves parts is what you're going to use. The hardest part to making a lei is actually the preparation of it. So it's the searching for the tea leaves, which is everywhere, but you have to ask permission. So don't go in somebody's yard and start picking their leaves. You need to ask permission. Knock on the door, or out from outside, go, hooey, call. If you don't get an answer, then you move on to the next area. If you come to an area where it's not known by anybody, ask the plant for permission if I can pick you. Okay, so just don't go there and start picking. You ask for permission, because everything is life. Everything is life. Life within you, life within the plants, life within the rocks and everything else, within the whole environment. So you got to ask for permission before you can take. Okay, so once you get your permission and you start to gather, and then you start to prepare it, because that's the most hardest part, is the preparation. Making the lei is the easiest. Okay, so you will once you gather everything and then you cut your leaves and you got it all, then you can roll it up, put a wet paper napkin, and then you wrap it around and you stick it in the microwave. That's the easiest way, for about a minute. And then once it comes out, it'll be pliable for you to twist. Okay, once you do that, you'll tie the top 2 leaves. Then you will start to come down. When one leaf, you will always, both leaves, you're going to always turn away from you. So that means turn away is you're going to twist it to the right. Is that clockwise? Yeah, I think so. Okay, you're going to twist it to the right. Then you will, once you do that, then you will tuck under the other leaf. You'll come over and then you will start to twist. Yeah, you're going to twist that one. Both, you're twisting both, but then you're coming to the other side. Then you're going to twist, and then you're going to come under, over, same thing, twist, and you're going to continue down. So it's a twisting type of style, hilo, as you come down. When you need to add, you will add on top of the leaf itself, the next leaf, and you will twist it in to pa'a it, or to hold it, and then you will continue on. So that's the hilo style. Okay. The second one I wanted to talk about, because later on you're gonna actually see it there. Now this type, the hilo style, can be used for your wristlets, the kupe'e, the ʻāʻī, and also the po'o, lei po'o. All 3 for the hilo style. The next style is hili. Now hili means to braid. Unlike the haku is you also braid, but unlike the haku, you use only one type of material, and that one material that we use is the lāʻī. So our halau will either use the hilo style or the hili style, and we will braid the lāʻī into it. Now it is using, again, you're going to cut down the rib. You're going to have several of that. Then you are going to use the rest of the leaves, but you're going to cut it in a diagonal. So it's like I don't know what they call that. Whatever shape, it's a here, there, and there. Okay, and you're going to cut it in that so that the tips are the ones that you're going to be using for each side to braid it, to hili it. So once you're going to need 3 tea leaves, because you're going to be braiding. So you're going to tie a knot at the top. You're going to have 3 tea leaves coming down. Same thing, you nuked it in the microwave, or you can iron it if you like to iron, or if you're just using it, you're picking and you're not going to use it now, but at a later time, you can stick it in the freezer. You roll it up, stick it in the freezer, and then later on when you need to use it, you take it out, and then it's pliable. It's ready to be used. Okay, so once you get your 3, you're going to braid, and then you're going to take your first cut leaf and you're going to place it right on there. You're going to braid it in, but the other side of the leaf is you're going to flip it up. So there's a leaf here and a leaf there from one leaf, because it's in that Pythagorean kind of. It's not square, but you shift the square to this way, it's in that form. So as you braid it in, you will push up the leaf, and that'll stay up. Then you will turn it so that now you have both leaves there. I normally use 2 leaves because I like mine to be very full. And what I mean by full is at the end of my lei or my kupe'e or whatever it is, my lei po'o, I'm known as part Tahitian because my my lei ends up to be Bajangis. Okay, it is out there in 3D motion. It's out there. Okay, so you continue on each one. I use two. Some people use only one, or they do use two, but smaller types. I like mine's long and up sticking out. I like it out there. Everybody has a different way of doing it. Some like it very dainty, very structured, but it doesn't really matter. It is actually the person that whoever is doing it. It is up to you how you like to do it. But of course, you need to stay within the constraints of how it's supposed to be. Now, the most important thing, and I'm sorry I didn't mention this in the beginning, is that whenever you do any type of um, work, which is you're going to make a lei, you're going to make a pa'u skirt, you're going to, whatever you're going, your intentions are, you have to have um, good intentions. Meaning, if you're not feeling good, you've just, um, you're mad at something or something is bothering you or any of that, you shouldn't be doing that because all of that transfers into your hana in what you do. So whenever you are doing lei making or you are making your sets for you for a performance or for a function, a ceremony, or whatever it is, it has to have good intentions. So you have to wipe away all the negativity and only put good positive pure thoughts into your lei. Now again, Hālau, all the girls in Hālau have to make their own. They're required to make their own. So when they do join Hālau, we go through this a beginning of how to make um, a lāʻī using tea leaf or whatever we're using. We will have a session in which we will teach you and show you how to make your own. From then on, you're responsible to make your own sets or your adornments for a performance, for a ceremony, for a function, or whatever we are doing. You are responsible for making your own, not your parents, but you. Because you are the olapa, you are the dancer. It is you. You have to do it. Nobody else. Okay, so that is one of the things that is kind of like we stipulate in my Hālau, and you should, because if you are going to be the dancer, the olapa, then you need to make your own, not somebody else. For whatever we do, even if you go marry monarch, you make your own. Nobody is going to make your sets or your leis. You make your own. Okay. Sorry for going off a little tangent, but just had to add that in there because it is really, really important that you need to know this, because whatever you do, I mean, you're already adding to the lāʻī. The lāʻī is something that is for really for protection, but it is also an embodiment of laka. So whatever you do, you must be prideful in. It enhances the dance itself. It enhances the olapa. Um, I'm seeing some of the sorry, I got a little bit puiva, but I saw some comments at the bottom, but I'll let the others do that. Okay. Thank you for being so patient with me. I'm a very shy person, and speaking on this level, I'm very honored and just happy to share. Okay, continuing on. Okay, so besides the Healy, and that's actually what we normally will use. We either the Hilo style or the Healy style. Healy is actually, if I want to, when I say to Hālau, okay, we are dressing, I want a full set. Full set is full set of Healy for the kupe'e, and then Hilo for the ʻāʻī, the lei ʻāʻī, and the lei po'o is the Hilo style. So we use both when we do performances. Why do we use lāʻī? Well, again, as I said, it's readily available. To get palapalai, it is very hard because right now you have to go to the mountains, but you have to really trek far just to get it. and to do a performance or or an event, it to me it is not worth it unless there is a function of it. So if it is a function that is one that, yes, we need palapalai, then we will use it. Other than that, we use lāʻī all the time. It is readily available, and it is one plant that there's a lot everywhere. You'll find it everywhere. A good thing is, and I'm just going to share this, is that our Hālau has been given a grant to to um, to get plants to grow for ourselves. So one of the first plants that was distributed to everybody in Hālau was the tea leaf plant. And I wanted it because it is one plant that they are going to use all the time for hula, whether it be for the adornment or whether it be for a lāʻī skirt. We haven't gotten there yet. They're lucky. But yes, and that is the uses of why I wanted the first plants that we were going to distribute was the tea leaf plant or the lāʻī or ki. Okay. So we've been blessed. So hopefully by next year, each of our my haumana will have maybe 2 to 3 plants or even 4, because they were given about maybe a couple. So I'm hoping that they do have, so that they'll be self-sustainable when it comes time for when they have to make their adornments, their leis, or whatever is needed. Okay. So the third style that I will be talking about, because it's part of one that we do also, is the lei haku, or the haku style. And of course, haku again means to braid. It also means to create or arrange in a specific or in an order. Yeah. So the lei haku has at least 2 types. So that's why it's different from the hili. Hili is 1. The haku is 2 or more. 2 types of flower materials used in the lei itself, using a 3-strand braid. Same thing that you do with the hili style. People often mistakenly refer to nearly all excuse me, all lei po'o as a haku lei. But haku refers to the style of the lei making, not where the lei is worn. So they refer the haku as a lei po'o. It isn't. Okay, lei po'o is a lei po'o, but it depends on what style you use. So for the haku, it is the style of the lei making, which is 2 types of flower materials, and again, you are braiding it, but there is a specific order in how you are arranging your flowers, types of flowers to that. Okay, so yeah, those are the 3 types of lei making. Now the last I wanted to talk about is the paula'i, which is a skirt. And there are 2 types of to make a lāʻī skirt, or paula'i. Is the first type is, of course, kahiko style. Can you bring that picture up? Okay, well, it's the kahiko style, and it is one that you use a cordage across. You will grab the tea leaf. You will debone the tea leaf, so you debone it so it's soft and pliable, but you didn't throw it in the microwave oven or anything. It is fresh. You will take the tea leaf up on the string. The stem part of the tea leaf, got the lau, which is the leaf part, and then the stem that comes up. You will strip the side so it's a little bit pliable, and then you will go over the string. Okay, as you see that, you will go over the string, you will take it around, and then there's a loop in between. You will take that stem and you'll pull it in between that little loop that comes through, and you will pull up. So each one will come down, you go around the stem and you pull it up. So if you look at what I have here as a picture, the end product will be the lau at the bottom, the rib is the waist part, and the stem is sticking up in an angle, because when you pull, you're pulling up and it'll stick out to the side because you just did you twisted it around and you pulled it up. So it is in that fashion. That is the kahiko style. Okay, the awana pa'u skirt is one that you will use 2 strings. The first string will be the top string that you will lay the tea leaf over. The second string is it's going to be double, because you will, as you lay it over and you hold it, you will pin it. You will then use the second string to tie the bottom part and hold it there. Then you will add the next lau, but it should go on top, a little bit on the other leaf of it, and then you will pull. So as you continue on, there should be no spacing that you see. Everything should be tight, and the leaf will lay on each other. Now the leaf that you are making always faces you, which is the flat shiny part of it. The flat shiny part. Also, before the preparation of doing the tea leaf skirt is you will debone it. You will peel off the sides of it to clean out the rubbish of it. You will then use a knife to scrape the bone, or the stem part, so that it is not too bulky. It is nice and flat and easy for you to go over and hold in both the traditional and both awana style. So those are the 2 types of plant ways of making a tea leaf skirt. Now I'm going to give you a little short story of my first time I made my tea leaf skirt, and this was a awana tea leaf skirt. So I think the awana is much harder for me than making the kahiko, because it's easy. You turn over, you loop it, and you pull it. With the awana, you have to do the double strings and everything, and you have to tie it tight and then add the next leaf. So it's very tedious. Now I was frustrated because this was my first skirt that I ever was going to make, and it was going to be for Mary Monarch. When we went to Mary Monarch and we did alakai, I think I was 17. I was 16 years old. Was my first year to Mary Monarch, and I made the line, and we had to make our own tea leaf skirt. So I started it. The hardest part was it took me about over an hour just to clean the tea leaves. So that's why I say the hardest part of making the tea leaf skirt or anything is the preparation. It took me forever. And I had a lot of leaves. It took me forever. So as I did it, again, I was a little bit frustrated. Of course, my mom was watching me and laughing, but it's okay. But kept telling me to calm down. It's going to be okay. Just, this is what you have to do. But she didn't help me. I had to do it by myself. And, you learn a lot of things. You learn patience. You learn about pride, because it's yours and you want it to be the best. You learn about very zoning in what you have to do. So when I prepared everything, then I was gonna make my skirt. So as I made it, I thought I got it. You don't need to tell me what to do. I got it. So as I did the first parts of it, I did it all wrong. So I was kind of maybe about a quarter in, and my mom, Lena Alakalama Heine, comes out and takes a look at it and laughs, but tells me, you got to redo it again. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, no, it's wrong. You did it backwards. And I was like, what? So take note on when you do it, it has to do it right. So I had my leaves backwards. So I had to take everything off and redo the whole thing all over again. But again, patience, being meticulous of what you do, pay attention, which I did it in the beginning. So pay attention and just have pride in what you do in making the skirt. By the time I was finished with my very first lāʻī skirt, it was 4 hours in already, and I still hadn't finished. I had a little bit left, but I was 4 hours in. I thought I was gonna quit, but I told myself no, because this is what I'm gonna use for Mary Monarch, and it has to be the best. So a lot I learned making a tea leaf skirt, and I appreciate all of the things that we have to do for it, because when I was done at the end, I was so like happy and proudful that I made my own skirt. But I also was crying in between the whole way, because it was hard. It was very, very hard for me. But I'm glad my mom didn't step in. She just told me, no, you did it wrong, you got to do it again. And then she watched me as I did it. You're on the right path, and you had to go again. It had to be tight. You couldn't see any pukas through. So in the end, when she inspected it, it was perfect, and it was perfect for me to use for our at Mary Monarch for alakai. And just to add a little tidbit, because all of my hard work, we came in first place for that song. So yes, I was able to dance. So that is my story. And I wish as a kid I had spent a little bit more time watching her and really soaking it up. I mean, I just watched and that was it. But I didn't take note in how she did it, what she did. And she always made a fresh skirt every time, maybe every 2 weeks, because she did the luau shows. And learn how the preparation of when you're done with your skirt, you don't wet it too much, because if you do, it'll spot the leaves. So you just keep it, roll it, you use a pareo to roll it up, or a towel. If you have a beach towel, you roll it up. You just wet the band of the rib part of the skirt, the top part. You wet that part, and then you roll it up and you keep it in the refrigerator. So obviously you can't have anything else in your refrigerator. You gotta take all of that out, but you put that in. Now the same goes with the kahiko style skirt. Same thing. You will roll it up, wet the band part of it, and then you will keep it in a refrigerated place area. In the refrigerator, if that's the only place that you can refrigerate it. But you will keep it there. Do not wet the leaves, because if you wet the leaves, it's gonna spot. Okay. But other than that, there are many other uses that we use the tea leaf or the lāʻī for in hula. But for now, this is what I'm going to share with you, because it's pretty much, if you want to learn how to make the 3 different styles, and if you're really going to attempt to make a hula skirt. Now, if you make one hula skirt, you have to use it. So don't make a hula skirt if you're not going to use it, okay? Only if you need to use it, then you will make it. So, but if you want to attempt to make any one of these, by all means do. But again, make sure you ask permission to pick the plant, the leaf, the lau off of the lāʻī, and just have good intentions. Okay. I think I've kind of went a little bit too much. I'm not too sure. Do I have a couple of more minutes?
Hi, mahalo Kumu. You have about another good 3 minutes if you want to continue to share another mo'olelo or expound on what you were sharing. Please,
Okay.
yes, let's use up this time.
Just in my lei making itself, like I said, everyone has their own style of how they would place, braid it, and make it. Again, I tell you, I am a 3D action type of person, that I like everything out there. And it's just how I am. And of course, I would get a lot of scoldings in the past from my kumu, my mother, on it, that it's too big, it's too out there and everything. So what I would do is, if it's way too out there and you can't see my eyes, because that's why I do that, because you cannot see my eyes. But if you have to see my eyes, I'll just get the scissors and snip a little bit so that I can see, but everything else is out there. But I feel good. So when you make your lei in anything that you do, you have to feel good about it. And in the end product, you have to feel good. Not say, oh, it was a terrible one. Because you know what? You're going to make many more. And as you make many more, you will get better at what you do. So don't stop. Just because you think the first one doesn't look too good, it is your best effort. And your best effort is always the best. So don't think that anything that you do is not good, because you did it with love in your heart, which poured out into your hana. Okay, so everything you do is good with good intentions, as long as it is good. It's pono. If it isn't, well, then you know what's going to happen. Okay, but just wanted to kind of share that with you. And I like I said, I'm a Bajangi girl, so yes, I am part Tahitian, where everything is out there. But others may be very dainty. My mom was very structured, very straight, dainty, to the point, and it's beautiful.
Mahalo, Kumu. We did have one question regarding does Hālau utilize yellow leaves as a representation of haumea? Mahalo.
Yes. When we went to Mary Monarch in 2000 and when was it? 2000, 2010 or 9. Just after we had Unikid, we had no 2000 and 2007, 2006. Before we had Unikid, we did Haumea. And we did actually there is two parts to the Haumea. We did the second Haumea. But whenever you do adornments for a mele, it has to kind of pertain to the mo'olelo or the mele itself. So because we were doing haumea, we used yellow was a prevalent color of her. So we used the yellow tea leaves instead of the green tea leaves. And with the yellow tea leaf that we did Healy style, we also added, so it actually could be haku, we added the ulu, because that is haumea. The ulu, the leaf that falls off of the ulu tree, we use that, and it's a brown leaf, very pliable. All we needed to do was wet it, and it became soft and pliable for us to work with. We added that in with the yellow tea leaf. So we had to go look for only yellow tea leaf, and that was easy because that's the thing that is part of cleaning the lāʻī plant. Is it when it turns yellow, it's no good. It needs to be green. So we were looking for all the yellow lāʻī plants out there, and we were so fortunate. And I must say, Akua was with us that whole time, that whole journey. That for 40 days it had rained prior to Mary Monarch. It rained every single day. So when we had to go look for yellow lāʻīs, it was plentiful because it was raining for 40 days straight, continuously. 40 days it had rained. So we were blessed to find, because we thought, oh my God, finding yellow lāʻī would be hard. It was easy. That's all that was on the trees. So we were able to get beautiful yellow lāʻī to make and haku that for our adornments, for our lepo'o, our and our kupe'e. And it was beautiful. But yellow represented haumea. It is one of the association of colors of her. And so we used that in our performance for haumea.
Mahalo nui kumu Niuliʻi no ko for your mana'o and your ike and your many mo'olelo that you shared with us today. Mahalo nui. Yeah. Belina mai kako. Mahalo, yeah. Belina mai kako o wau o Lilia i o Kepa Guerrero no kahalu'u ko'olau poko o Ahu Mayel. And today, my hula brother, Kamua Li'i, and I are going to be talking a bit more about hula traditions and adornments made with lāʻī. Kamu?
Aloha kākou, o Kamua Li'i, no Hawaii ia. I'm one of the youth board members of Papahana Aloha ʻāina Hawaii. As Lilia briefly said, I'm one of a hula sister, and then we both dance under Kumu Niuliʻi, under Hālau na Pualei o Likolehua. And I've been part of Hālau for maybe 5 to 6 years now. And I learned a lot through this Hālau. So I need pull up. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about a few of the different products that Kumu Niuliʻi briefly touched upon in her presentation that we've made as well. So the first style is lāʻī hilo. So this is the twist. So as you can see, the one on the left is one I made, and the one on the right is made for one of our other board members who sadly couldn't make it today, Emma Lunny. This is the hilo twist. This is one of the when my experience, one of the more common lei that you would see on people, whether it be on the neck like here, or in kupe'e, which is the wrists or the feet, and occasionally I would see it in a lei po'o style as well. And this is another lei lāʻī, it's the open leaf. This is also kind of simple, where you get 2 leaves, making sure they're almost the same length, and you would tie them together as so, and you would shred them. Just like the lei hilo, these two are simple. The hardest part is gathering them, but just like many hula, as simple as they could be, it really takes a lot of skill and practice to make sure they look mayo, and taking the patience to make sure it looks nice, because anybody can make these type of lei, but it takes patience and a good eye and practice to make sure they look nice and presentable. And finally, this is the pa'u. The one on the left here is one that the very first one I made like a few years ago. I forget how long it was already. And this is what it looks like when it's worn. As you can see, look how all the stems are really close together. This is actually the pa'u naki'i lalo. Oh, wait, sorry, just skip the page. Naki'i lalo, this is a little example I made for this presentation. And it's naki'i lalo because this is the tied down version. So this is a picture I took. I left the stem a little bit long just so you can see the stem is pulling down. And going back to this is the example. This is one of the nalani how we did, where we had to make the skirt. And these skirts, as Kumu Niuliʻi said, they are very, very difficult to make. It's all tied onto a rope, but like all the preparation, it comes, and the gathering and making sure all the lengths are the same size, and all that is just so hard work. And this example I made alone took maybe an hour total of me looking for leaves, making sure they're all the same length, cleaning them, prepping them, tying them on. And it just takes so much patience to make these. And even this practice pa'u here, it took like a few days because this is my first one, yeah. So yeah, it just takes so much patience, and gladly on top the performance day, I got a lot of practice out of it, and I got to make this pa'u lāʻī, which is I think one of the hardest pieces of lāʻī product, anything that I've ever made. So yeah, mahalo. And now I'll be transitioning on to Lilia. We'll be talking about the other types of products pertaining to hula. Lilia?
Yeah, mahalo nui ka moli'i. Just sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so I will be continuing on talking about hula traditions and the different adornments made with tea leaf. Okay, so I actually started dancing hula since I was 3 years old a while back with Hālau na Pualei o Likolehua under Kumu na ala Kalama Heine, which is now under Kumu Niuliʻi Heine. And actually, my first hula class was with Kumu Mikey Medeiros, who is our host today, as you saw. Yeah. Lei lāʻī, hili, or haku. So hili is braiding with one material, and haku would be braiding and adding in a different type of material. So as you can see from this picture right here, this is definitely the hili style, where you just braid 3 strands of tea leaf together. And I believe that is the lei po'o. And then these pictures over here, Some people call it a hili and some people call it a haku. I call it a hili as to what I've learned, but this is a tea leaf, a braiding of a tea leaf, and then you add in tea leaf spears as well. So I call it a hili because we are using one material rather than using multiple. And then this right here is the braided green and yellow tea leaf. You could call this a haku because you're braiding in 2 or more different materials into the lei. Okay, the hilo and hili or haku. So just like Kamuali'i and Kumu said earlier, the hilo is the twisting lei made by twisting material. And you can see over here, all of us is wearing a hilo lei around our necks. And then we are also wearing a hili around our wrists, our ankles, and using it as our lei po'o. Yeah. Okay. Pa'u la'i kahiko naki'i luna. So this is the traditional tea leaf skirt tied upward. If you saw Kamuali'i's one, he did the one where it was tied downward, where it was hiding the stem of the tea leaf. This is also another way of doing the kahiko la'i kahiko, just tying it upward, and it creates a different look and is a different style. Here are some examples. And then that's me making it for the first time ever. And I would have to agree to what Kamuali'i said, as well as Kumu Niuliʻi Heine. The first time is probably always the hardest, especially when creating these pa'u la'i. And then here are some examples of the pa'u la'i ʻāina. So the difference for this one, if you can see, we're using 2 ropes rather than 1. And it has a band like this. Kumu Niuliʻi talked about it earlier, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but here's my first time making the pa'u la'i ʻāina, and I would use clothespins to hold down the tea leaf as well. So I just wanted to talk a bit about the history regarding the tea leaf skirts. So before, or back in the day, they actually used to make tea leaf skirts similar to the kuila'i, which is the rain cape, where they would overlap multiple tea leaves over each other, like in this picture right here. And that would be their tea leaf skirt. And then they would wear it as a rain cape in this picture, similar to this picture. Okay, and then the modern way, or the way that we know how to make tea leaf skirts nowadays, was introduced by immigrants from Gilbert Islands in the 1870s and 1880s. And now people call it grass skirts. And these grass skirts can be made up of, well, they were first made up of tea leaf, and then people started using hoe, and then raffia, and now people also use cellophane. And in this picture, this is actually Kumulena ala Kalamahaini wearing her tea leaf skirt, as well as the cellophane. And then this is the hoe. Oh, sorry. One more thing that I wanted to talk about before, about the history, is that earlier, here, let me go back. Earlier, when the boats would come dock at Hawaii, there would be hula dancers dancing with tea leaf skirts on the docks. And the military people would love it so much that they would actually take a tea leaf skirt as back with them. Yeah. And then we also have a Quizlet that me and Kamuali'i made with the different definitions that we learned today. And Havel Wahiki ke Kauika Lolo Makapahu Poli Poli ke Oli Oli. And it should be going into the chat box. So you can go check it out and practice the definitions. Mahalo.
Mahalo nui, you guys. I want to first mahalo Kumu Niuliʻi for sharing your hula traditions with us. I always love hearing the mo'olelo of these traditions. You know, these mo'olelo are always so unique to us because not too many other people are going to experience it in the way that we did. We also like to thank our supports this week, which is the Office of Hawaiian Affairs and Kanaeokana. And then also running behind the scenes, we have Kumu Noelani, Yokepa Guerrero. She's helping with the presentations, and then Havel, she's the one putting in the links in the chat. So mahalo. And then also to our two presenters, we really got a well-rounded intro to these skirts and its traditional use. So mahalo to Lilia and Kamuali'i. No ko'oko ho'ike ike. Ana Helena ala.
Hi, mahalo nui. We're so proud at Papahana Aloha ʻāina. What you folks are seeing are opportunities for our alaka'i to create content as well. They're designing and researching and developing educational resources that we are making accessible to all of you. And so in an effort to help continued support, if you're interested, we have many opportunities coming that's really huge next year for our Papa Alaka'i. And we have been invited to be ambassadors in Florida as Lilia, who is the current reigning Miss Junior Teen Hawaii Scholarship 2021. This is her platform, right? The Aloha ʻāina. And we are invited to create engaging workshops that really build on ike ku'una and the value of why our ʻāina is so important to us. So we're taking our team next year as well as having opportunities to present at the WIPSI conference in Australia. So with that, we thought if you're interested in supporting Ohana and supporting us, we have some really ono smoked meat that will be available. You can reach out to any of us. And we also have a website, Pa'a Hawaii 808, so Pa'a Hawaii 808.com. Mahalo ya oe Havel Hikikau Maluna o Kekahi Pahu Kolekole. And this gives you an opportunity to know a little bit more about us. So what the teams are also really busy doing is they're creating social content media. So we have a social content team. So every Monday, they also post mea ola, living things, on Facebook, on our Instagram. We're lucky to be part of the digital native. So we'll be seeing some TikTok action as well. But it's really exciting. On Wednesdays, they do Vahipana Wednesdays. And then on Fridays, we do Aloha ʻāina Fridays. And so 3 times a week, they're working to either support or create content around the value of what Papahana Aloha ʻāina stands for. So come and welcome, visit us, support us if you want in other ways. You can again find us on our website. And so thank you for being with us here today, but I'm going to turn it back to Kamana'o. We have one more webinar left. Our series has just been flying by. Mahalo nui Kumu Niuliʻi for being with us. Always enjoy your mo'olelo and your ike. Mahalo.
Yeah, so this is our third webinar, I believe. Yeah, third one?
Yep.
And so next week we have Kaliko Chang, and he's going to talk about the La'au Lapa'au traditions. His La'au Lapa'au traditions with the lāʻī, and that's going to be the 27th, same time, 10 to 11. I should also mention that before we say goodbye, I want to remind you guys to complete the survey. So that's going to offer you guys a place to give some feedback and reflections on some things you learned, things you enjoyed, things you thought were interesting during these webinars. Annika, did you have anything else to share?
I forgot to mention mahalo for the survey. So at the end, after the whole series is completed, after December 5th, we'll be doing drawings for those who have completed their survey. So you would have opportunities to win a lot of our digital content in hard copies, educational resources. So just a way to mahalo you for your important feedback and how we can continue to build and redesign, reiterate, and just continue to grow as presenters and researchers. So mahalo nui. Thank you. Mahalo kamana. Whoa, forgot. Mahalo.
Okay, I think we're ready to close out. We're right on time. So e pule kako, we're gonna just close up with a pule. Na au makua, na kupuna. Mahalo no keia hui pu amako. E malama mau, e kiaʻi mau, a e aloha mau.
Mahalo.
Mahalo, everybody.
Mahalo, everyone. Mahalo Niuliʻi. Mahalo kamana. Okay, malama. Ahui ho kako.
Hui hou.